it's bad.
Lofton was also making a name for himself as an actor, starring in When Does It Stop?, a movie about gun violence in Chicago, made 2 years ago by local filmmaker Celeste Burton, who had known Lofton for years. In the film, Lofton's character is shot and killed.
All we wanted to do was just put some type of impact on the younger generation to put the guns down. And then this happens.
Lofton himself became a victim of gun violence. The 29-year-old was one of 3 people killed in a shooting and crash in Austin.
Never in a million years I would have thought that I'd be burying my son.
It happened Friday night. Chicago police say 2 people were driving on South Cicero Avenue when someone in a beige SUV fired shots. Lofton was struck multiple times and later died at a hospital. A 29-year-old woman in the car was also struck and is in critical condition. Police say a 37-year-old man in another car was also fatally shot, crashing into several cars before striking and killing a 50-year-old pedestrian. Lofton's father says he cannot understand why this happened.
He was just too good of a kid. I mean, he stayed busy, he was very well-mannered, respectable for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's not gang related, he's not into the streets.
Chicago police are still investigating this incident. In the meantime, loved ones of Xavier Lofton say their hearts go out to the other victims' families and that they hope whoever did this is brought to justice. Karen Jordan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
So tragic. Karen, thank you for that. We want to update breaking news involving a shooting right outside a daycare on the city's southwest side. A 16-year-old boy was shot and is in serious condition tonight. The shooting happening this afternoon near 60th and Pulaski in the West Lawn neighborhood. No one was inside the daycare that was injured. So far, no one is in custody.
Right now, there's a meeting underway on the plan to bring a Bally's casino to Chicago. You're looking at the live feed from the city of Chicago. Tonight's meeting is focused on the permanent casino complex planned for the River West neighborhood. Last week, remember, hundreds turned out for a meeting about the temporary casino Bally's wants to operate at Chicago's Medina Temple. That's just until the permanent complex is open at the old Tribune Publishing Center on Chicago Avenue.
All right, let's go outside as we begin another work week together on this Monday as we look at a live picture of the city. It looks beautiful, but there was no sun today, and you can see the Blue Cross Blue Shield building lit up. Get a flu shot there. It's just sparkling, a lot of green and red and holiday colors. We're looking for the positives on this Monday.
That's right. No blue in the sky, that's for sure. How was your weekend? Good?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Larry, how you doing? Happy Monday to you.
On a Monday.
Guys,
yeah, Mr. Will Wright.
Yeah, right. It's nice to be here on a day. You're right, Robin, Cheryl. We didn't get much sunshine today. It was cloudy through much of the day. And we got a lot of cloud cover in the forecast as we go through this week. Temperatures, though, aren't too bad. In fact, 43 degrees at O'Hare and 42 at Midway. That's above the average high for today. The average high is 40 degrees. Little bit of drizzle and some sprinkles showing up down to the south here on Live Doppler 7 Max radar from parts of Will County back into Morris over towards LaSalle County, Kendall County as well. You got a few little sprinkles sliding on through. A lot of cloud cover this evening, and with this front passing through, it's just enough to squeeze out some of these sprinkles. But by daybreak tomorrow, we're just going to be left with the cloud cover. Temperatures in the 30s as we start the day. We'll get back into the mid 40s tomorrow, but as you can see, a lot of cloud cover again tomorrow. Maybe a couple of showers later in the day, especially for areas south, but much of tomorrow will be dry. And as we head into Wednesday, we're looking at dry weather as well, with temperatures staying relatively mild for this time of year, mid 40s. Got some rain late Thursday, maybe some snow on Friday. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right. See you in a few minutes. Let's update this breaking news first brought to you earlier this evening. Take a look. Morton Grove police say 4 people just have minor injuries. Wow, look at the inside there. After a car slammed into a Culver's. This restaurant is on West Dempster. The fire chief says a family was sitting inside when that car came through. They had to be taken to the hospital, but should be okay.
Very lucky. Yeah, very lucky. The car came off of Dempster Street and came in through the front of the building. Luckily came in through a window, so there's not a lot of structural damage to the building itself.
Wow. Police say the driver was not hurt and was cited for improper lane usage.
Unbelievable. Now to a car dealership employee out for a test drive, loses control of an SUV and then slams into a home in Elmhurst. It happened just before noon on North Junior Terrace. Police say that the driver was not injured, but his 2 adult passengers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. No one inside the home was hurt, but it was a close call for the homeowner.
Just sitting in my office working, heard a loud crash. Corner of the house was blown out, so I think somebody lost control of the car and just drove through our house about 10 feet in front of me.
Incredible. A driver was arrested. He is now facing several charges, including reckless driving and speeding.
Today in Washington, D.C., the Supreme Court hearing arguments on a case that pits First Amendment against LGBTQ+ rights. The High Court to decide whether business owners can refuse service to same-sex couples based on their religious beliefs and free speech. As Trey Ward reports, the case is drawing national criticism, including here in Chicago.
We're here, we're queer, we won't disappear.
A concern made into song, coupled with strict criticism of a case involving LGBTQ+ rights and free speech that's now in the hands of the Supreme Court.
This case is not about the First Amendment. Don't be fooled. This case is about access to services that everybody deserves.
Justices are set to decide whether a public service can be denied based on a person's constitutional right to free speech versus equal LGBTQ+ rights. Oral arguments began today stemming from the Colorado case brought by web designer Lori Smith, who's appealing to the highest court not to be fined or otherwise punished under Colorado law for refusing to work on a gay-themed project.
I am a Christian, and as a Christian, I believe that marriage is between one man and one woman.
If you're open to the public, you need to accommodate everybody. That's a core of our civil rights law, and it has deep roots in American law.
That sentiment shared by Lake in the Hills business owner Karina Sack. Her business, Uprising Bakery, was vandalized with hate speech over the summer after she was set to host a family-friendly drag show.
Do not close your doors, but rather open your eyes and your hearts and see your neighbors, customers, and community members for what they really are, which is human.
Smith's 2019 lawsuit follows a similar case when another Colorado business owner argued in 2012 that he should not be forced to bake a cake for a same-sex couple under his right of free speech. If Smith wins, LGBTQ+ advocates believe businesses will be able to discriminate, refusing Black people and interracial couples, among others. But some conservative justices challenging that point.
Do you think it's fair to equate opposition to same-sex marriage with opposition to interracial marriage?
And a ruling is expected by the end of June. Outside of the Dirksen Federal Building, I'm Trey Ward, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
One person died in a fiery crash on the Dan Ryan Expressway. It happened about 3 this morning near 86th Street. Police say a car and a semi-trailer collided there before crashing into the median and bursting into those flames. Debris from the crash landed on CTA tracks nearby, forcing the Red Line to shut down for hours. All lanes of Interstate 94 back open tonight after the investigation shut down southbound lanes.
A window smashed out of a car in the Loop, and one of our photographers spotted it overnight. And it comes as police are warning about cars being stolen from city garages. Police say it happened at least 9 times in the last several weeks. Thefts have been reported in the Gold Coast, River North, and Lincoln Park neighborhoods.
It's been happening with increasing frequency. We are meeting one-on-one with individual parking garage operators.
And according to Chicago police data, vehicle thefts are up 96%. More than 18,000 cars have been reported stolen this year compared to 9,000 last year.
We learned this afternoon that a body found in the Fox River this morning is that of a missing woman from Algonquin. The Kane County coroner says 52-year-old Kimberly Kerner was found near the area of Bowles and Williams Road in Carpentersville. She was last seen walking away from a jewel store on Sunday. Police do not believe foul play was involved.
Investigators now say a Buffalo Grove man killed his wife, 2 young daughters, and his mother before stabbing himself to death last week. Their bodies were discovered last Wednesday in the family's home. Police said that Andre Kislyak, his wife Vera Kislyak, his 4- and 6-year-old daughters, and his mother Lilia Kislyak were all found dead from sharp force injuries. Friends and loved ones have launched an online fundraiser to cover the funeral expenses for Vera Kislyak and her daughters.
In the race for Chicago mayor, a battle over the ballot. Today marked the deadline to try and Challenges to others on the ballot: Willie Wilson, Jamal Green, and Rod Sawyer among the candidates facing challenges. Petitions filed by Chuy Garcia, Cam Buckner, and incumbent Lori Lightfoot all getting reviewed, but campaigns decided challenges would not be worth the time or expense.
And just one more day to go until Georgia's Senate runoff election. For Democrats, a win could make it easier to pass laws and confirm judges. For Republicans, it could give them momentum heading into 2024. Incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker making final voter pleas today.
Call 10 of your friends to go vote, or you can pick up your friends to go vote.
We got one more day. And so I need you to tell your friends to show up to vote.
Analysts say that Warnock's previous lead may help him tomorrow. Walker's latest endorsement from newly re-elected Governor Brian Kemp could give him an edge.
New set of Cook County board members were sworn in this morning.
Congratulations, you are installed.
Commissioners sworn in by Chief Judge Timothy Evans also gave the oath of office to President Tony Buckwinkle. She was re-elected for a fourth term last month. The boards in several suburban counties also sworn in today.
And the Illinois Supreme Court is now set as 2 more women were sworn in today. Well, this morning, Elizabeth Roquefort was sworn in as justice for the 2nd District after her November election win. Now, this happened in the Supreme Court's downtown Chicago courtroom. And late this afternoon, Mary Kay O'Brien took the oath in Joliet to become the new Supreme Justice for the 3rd District. Last week, Justice Joy Cunningham was sworn in. She is the 2nd African-American woman serving in the state's highest court. They will join Chief Justice Mary Jane Thies to give, or Tice that is, to give the court a historic women 5-2 men majority.
After 24 years on the job, Jesse White retiring from his job as Secretary of State.
Well, he was the first African-American to serve in that role, and he's being held the job longer than anyone in our state's history.
John Garcia talked to White about his decades in public service and what you may not know about him.
They've been flying through the air doing aerial gymnastics for more than 6 decades. And Jesse White has been actively leading his tumblers for all of those years. More than 18,000 young men who he's helped go on to college and become successful adults, all while keeping his day jobs, and he's had a few of them, ranging from his first career as a professional baseball player to his time with the 101st Airborne Division as a paratrooper. Oh, and his teaching career, more than 30 years in Chicago public schools. Then it was on to politics, first in the General Assembly for 14 years, then to the Secretary of State's office for the last 24.
I went before the Democratic Party and indicated that I wanted to become the next Secretary of State for the state of Illinois. I was told not to waste my time.
White says he campaigned 14 to 16 hours a day to become the state's first African-American Secretary of State. He vowed to modernize the office and root out the corruption he says was part of the culture. He's now completing his 6th term. He's held the office longer than anyone. It's a run that will come to an end in early January when, at 88 years old, he retires.
When there's a mission before you, you see it from its beginning to its conclusion. That's how I run my life. I teach my young people to love their fellow man and woman.
Jesse White credits those who taught him discipline as a child to his political mentors. He says he learned the importance of public service and he has spent his life giving back. We were with him this afternoon when his friend, Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, gave a surprise tribute on the Senate floor on the eve of White's retirement.
Doing his part to build the beloved community, earning his reputation as our state's most beloved public servants.
It's likely just one of many tributes Jesse White will enjoy as his days as Secretary of State come to an end. But his dedication to public service will continue.
And so I'm going to devote the rest of my life toward helping young people.
Of course, the name on this door is going to change very soon, but Secretary White plans to meet with the incoming Secretary of State, Alexi Janulius, next week to help with his transition into the office. In the Loop, John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
That office.
I mean, as long as we've known, it's
yeah.
You know, Jesse White.
Having the privilege of doing a couple events with him over the years.
Yes.
They always would bring us in to his office and sometimes just if the event was running late or just get a chance to talk with him. And the guy has seen some things. He's also an avid fisherman. And we talked about, oh man, he has some he likes to bass fish in the South, and he has some big fish on his walls.
Wow.
Yeah, so I started talking about muskie, he started talking about his fish, and then he's like, Rob, we gotta go fishing someday.
Well, he's gonna have plenty of time to go with you now.
Right.
So you gotta take him next time you go on a road trip. I mean, just the changes and the lives and the trajectory of the young people that he's touched over the years.
Outside of the office.
You know.
It's just outside of the Secretary of State's office, the things he did.
As at the knee of an elder, that's an old African term. That's where you learn so much, and you could just sit there and hear the stories. I mean, a baseball career, a military career, a school teacher, all in a lifetime. He's 88 years old, looks amazing, you know, 88, and all the children that have gone through with the Jesse White tumblers. One of the highlights at the Bud Billiken Parade every year. So he said he's going to still work with young people, and we're grateful for that. And we're grateful for your service and sacrifice.
It's just going to be weird on your license to see.
Yeah.
You don't see, and all of the DMVs, all of our lives, I mean, my adult life is just
changing over in January.
Wish Alexi Giannulli as well. He's
Exactly.
He's going to do great too.
New era, new journey. Let's all go together.
Speaking about a new era, the University of Chicago celebrating its men's soccer team.
Now, over the weekend, they won the Division III championship. The team had made it to the semifinals 4 times, but this was the first year that they made it into the Final Four.
We all let out a breath because we'd been there before, we could never finish, and we finally got it done. And I think that's going to pay dividends in the future for this program.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, of course, the team's coach, Julianne Sitch, is the first woman to lead a men's team to a national title, and it's happening right here. Go Maroons! Go Maroons!
You're wearing maroon. I think that's maroon. Yeah.
Yes. Celebrating
Great win for them.
University of Chicago, UC Chicago, and I mean the historic legacy of the coach.
They're not done. I mean, they have been so good for so long.
Right.
They're just getting started.
One of the best schools in the country, too.
We're excited about this. We've talked a lot about this story. The T-Rex, parts to soothe the T-Rex are being removed. Those little tiny arms. What scientists hope to learn from the famous Field Museum Dinosaur. I mean, they're really small.
I know. I'm thinking of a skit on SNL right now. But yeah. Plus, guess who's right across the street from us, like in few minutes?
Right.
Michelle Obama returns home to Chicago. We'll talk about it on the other side of a break. We'll be right back. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is back in Chicago, and she is set to take the stage right across from our State Street studios. You're looking at a live picture there at the Chicago Theater. How exciting. Everybody's going in. It's part of her book tour to promote her new book, The Light We Carry, Overcoming in Uncertain Times. And guess what? David Letterman is going to be tonight's guest moderator.
Moderator.
Yeah, she's doing 6 cities, of course, including her hometown. Everybody is gathering outside. I just saw Val Warner, and she's going to be interviewing her tomorrow.
Terrific.
Yeah,
a
so
lot
we'll
of folks
get
have
some
come
insight.
down. Yeah. Letterman, he spawned this new career as a sit-down.
Right.
A really good in-depth stuff.
What's the name of his podcast?
Do you remember,
It's
Michelle?
so interesting. It's really a good one. It's like, oh, you already know my name or something like that. Like,
yes.
No need for an introduction, something like that, right? No need for
My
introduction.
next guest needs no introduction.
Yeah, I knew that was in there.
But it's really like granular stuff. I mean, he gets into, you think Letterman, you think he's just this goof, right? And he's just a great interview.
He's a great interview.
Really
and tomorrow, Heather McGee, the author, is going to interview her for the second night because she's doing 2 nights here in her hometown. And people I've talked to who've been in Philadelphia and D.C. and New York said it was a fascinating sit-down,
great conversation,
fireside chat.
And at least these
the
people
former first lady. I mean,
not messing around.
Okay.
At least it's not raining on these folks out there. It could be snowing, could be raining. This is pretty comfortable in terms of December, right? In terms of December weather.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She brought some light.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any sunshine.
Right, I was going to say, we need sunshine, and your forecast, it doesn't have it.
Not much, not much. A lot of cloud cover in the forecast, really from now all the way through Sunday. Just cloud cover each and every day. A little bit of peaks of sunshine at times, especially on Wednesday, but really cloud cover will be the big story this week. Little drizzle this evening, especially south of the city. Got the chance for some light rain tomorrow evening, but the time frame we'll have to watch for the potential for some rain and maybe even some snow is Thursday night into Friday. Rain will start Thursday evening. That could change to a little bit of snow during the day on Friday. So keep that in the back of your mind. Friday's a day that could get a little messy for us. Tonight, though, we got cloud cover in place. It's 42 degrees with winds pretty light now out of the south. Still relatively mild, low 40s and upper 30s. You know, the average high today is 40 degrees, so we're above that even here in the 7 o'clock hour. Little drizzle down to the south. You can see it being picked up on Live Doppler 7 Max radar. There's also a little band of precipitation getting closer to Rockford right now. That will probably move in later this evening and overnight tonight, so we'll squeeze out some sprinkles. Right now, this is producing some flurries, but when it gets here, I just look for some sprinkles and a little bit of drizzle. Real cold air up to the north. It's 2 below right now in International Falls. We're in the 40s and upper 30s right now, but there's a front sliding through as we speak, and that front will push farther to the south tomorrow, not bringing a lot of cold air with it. In fact, tomorrow we'll have pretty similar temperatures, if not a degree or 2 warmer, but we'll start tomorrow morning with readings in the 30s, and then we'll climb into the mid 40s in the afternoon. Look at all that cloud cover. Again, not much sunshine tomorrow. A few passing areas of rain, mainly south of the city during the evening tomorrow. And then as we head into Wednesday morning, we'll have cloud cover again with temperatures in the 30s as we start Wednesday morning. So tomorrow you can see the forecast, mid to low 40s throughout the afternoon with those rain chances coming in later in the evening. Today we had a high temperature of 44, 29 was our low. There's that average high of 40 and average low of 27. So there goes the front tonight. Tomorrow we're left with the clouds and maybe some late evening showers with temperatures in the mid 40s. Wednesday will be dry, but still looking at mostly cloudy skies, a high temperature of 44. Then as we head into Thursday, clouds still with us, but there's that area of rain that looks to spread in late in the day on Thursday. We'll still get into the 40s on Thursday, but then as we roll into Friday morning, it looks like the possibility that parts of the area may switch over to snow. Those areas being mainly the northern half up into the far northern parts of Illinois into Wisconsin. We'll have to watch this. It could change as we go through the next couple of days, but we could get some messy weather for us on Friday with temperatures in the upper 30s. But for tonight, we'll drop into the mid 30s, cloudy skies, little spotty drizzle, maybe some sprinkles this evening. Tomorrow, temperatures climb back into the 40s, mid to some low 40s, cloudy skies, scattered light rain develops in the evening. 44 on Wednesday, 43 on Thursday with that rain coming in late. Rain to snow on Friday with a high of 39. Right around 40 this weekend with still cloudy skies. Then we get another chance of some rain and snow on Monday with temperatures in the low 40s. So just a lot of cloud cover the next 7 days and a little light rain tomorrow and also this evening.
All right.
Wow,
Rainy
really
days
like
and
it.
Mondays always get me down. Rainy days and Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Cloudy days.
Now, the end of the weekend could change, right? It's cloudy,
Right.
but that could.
Then you said Friday and might not snow either.
Yeah, Friday.
So it's early.
If there's a day this over the next 7 where you got to be like, oh, we might have some issues with travel and commutes and stuff, it would be Friday. That's the day to watch for. But other than that, this is a pretty benign forecast for December.
I remember when that was all blue in the summer. Yeah.
Oh, those were the days.
Is there a reason you brought that up?
Well, I'm trying to look. No, I can't look like positive. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was last week. It was sunny last week.
We had some sunny
Yeah.
days.
The sunglasses away.
I know.
A little
but-
sunshine in winter goes a long ways, even if it's
Oh,
cold.
really? Because what is it? SAD, SAD, seasonal affective
Oh,
disorder.
that's real too.
Yeah, because it's
real.
dark, you need some sunshine. So,
Do you think a Tyrannosaurus Rex could hold my coffee cup?
like that,
No.
could probably eat it.
Right? I don't know. Larry, you're going to be excited about this next story.
I want to know this.
All right, Sue.
Do you?
Sue, the really good friend of Rob's, the famous T-Rex, because you know Rob is an expert at dinosaurs.
Triceratops is my favorite.
Right, see?
And a big old horn.
All her
3 of them,
cousins and
actually.
everything.
Right.
This is a T-Rex at the Field Museum being studied.
Researchers want to know more about the animal's tiny, small arms and what they were used for. So today, workers removed arm fossils so they can undergo a CT scan and be studied further.
It's all these funny jokes about like, oh, T-Rex can't clap its hands and it can't play drums or, do push-ups. But jokes aside, the proportions of these forelimbs are very strange. Why are they so small?
This is true. Museum curators plan to compare their findings with the University of Alberta, which is studying a different species of T-Rex. When you see humans holding them, I said this earlier, they really are. They're like as long as our arm, and this thing was huge.
Right, and they are considered little. But it's interesting to me that why are they concerned in 2022? Like, why wasn't it a concern about 5 years ago?
I'm sure they've studied them over time. Yeah, I don't know if it's a new funded study or, I mean, they've studied them over the years, and I don't think scientists have ever really quite known what were they not used for everything? It's like our eyebrows. Why do we have eyebrows?
Oh, they're real important because they keep things from going into our eyes with our eyelashes.
You're getting things in your eyes and your eyebrows are catching them?
It's helpful.
It is not. That's a nice try. Maybe back in the day it was, right? So why don't we study? I hate my eyebrows
You've been
too.
thinking about this for a long time.
Right? We don't need eyebrows. We don't need them.
Oh, we do.
No,
we do.
No,
I'm telling you, stop it. We need them.
Some of y'all paint them in, and then y'all look really goofy.
Well, you know what?
Ladies,
and
you got these like
right now, no eyebrows are in style. Right now, that is the hot new trend.
It's the evolution of humans.
I mean, see, it is. People are shaving them off a lot because it's right now. Remember the Twiggy days, and they were really thin, and you drew in a straight line.
What about the unibrow? That was in for a while too.
Really?
I just had one when I was younger.
Not sure if that was in. It was in for a couple of NBA players.
Yes, right. That's true. It was. I think it'll be fascinating to have some idea, and there is some idea, but they really just. They were there and they didn't do anything, and this thing was a killer.
But they were probably extra helpers to get what they needed.
Like
so
high five and do a little. I don't know.
I mean,
we're gonna find out.
We could talk about this. Like, why do we need our thumbs? I mean, like to hitch a ride. I mean, what? I
needed to pick up a coffee.
We could go on and on, but this is going to be a fascinating study.
This is
so stay
also
with us.
why we're not scientists.
Right.
We're sitting here having this conversation.
But I'm
with you.
thinking about an SNL skit, and they did one with tiny dinosaur hands. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Tiny hand skit was funny.
Okay. Yeah. See. All right. Well, we got to talk about shoppers.
Some deep stuff right there on this Monday. We're working on it. Okay. It's hard on a Monday.
Stay with us.
Yes,
Stay
right.
tuned.
There's better discussion.
I mean, our floor director Lee was mimicking it, so I don't know.
I think he was doing a kangaroo.
He was
though.
doing
I don't know
something.
if that was it. Yeah.
Shoppers looking to save a lot of money this holiday season, and some are turning to store credit cards. But experts are warning that those could cost you even more in the end if you do not pay attention.
Tiny little arm. We're still talking about T-Rex
Yeah.
arms. It's interesting.
It
Inflation.
is. It's fascinating.
Inflation is driving shoppers to use different credit options this holiday season. It's tough for people.
I know, right? But experts are warning that people should be concerned about the store credit cards. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles has more tonight on the interest rates, which could sneak up on you come January.
Hi, everybody. Here's a quick holiday credit tip. More Americans say they are considering applying for a store credit card. That's according to financial experts at LendingTree, who say 35% of Americans are likely to apply for one of those cards this holiday season, a huge increase from last year. Here's what you should know before you get that credit directly from a merchant. LendingTree says more than 1 in 3 people who had a store credit card regret signing up, possibly because they don't realize how high the interest rates are. The average new store card APR is 26.60%, up from 24.27% a year ago. That's also significantly higher than the rates for all new credit card offers. That's about 22.21%. The advantage to store credit cards are the perks and rewards. You can use those to buy more merchandise, but it is only worth it if you pay that balance off every month to avoid those high interest rates. Jason Knowles, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Jason always has great information and great advice.
Interest rates are high right now, too.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Jason. Now we're talking about food pantries, and they are seeing more people in need.
Ahead tonight, the food pantry staffed by volunteers, making sure people get the food they need, plus how you can help.
We continue to celebrate those who are helping to feed the love in our communities. Today, we take you to a food pantry that started in the basement of the Sheldon Heights Church of Christ that is at 113th and Halsted in the Roseland neighborhood.
As our Judy Sue reports, that was more than 40 years ago.
This bustling pantry has been helping those in need for 44 years.
I've been coming 13 years, and you can't beat Sheldon. You got a lot of pantries out here, but they really care, and they make sure you get enough.
The Sheldon Heights Food Pantry sits next door to its namesake church on the far south side. It is a client choice pantry, which means community members get to pick and choose the food they need.
This is more like a small convenience store shopping experience versus somebody walking up and being given a box or a bag of food. We like the approach that we have because it makes people feel more relaxed.
Led by an all-volunteer staff, the pantry is sourced almost completely by the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Customers are also guided by a nutrition ranking system called SWAP, or Supporting Wellness at Pantries.
If you notice, our vegetables are first because we want people to get the fresh fruit and vegetables. Also, the rest of the food is structured in a way and labeled so that individuals know which foods are the best and healthiest for them.
The pantry is located in Roseland, but serves more than 200 neighbors from all over Cook County with 3 food distributions a week.
We have our senior citizens who might be on fixed incomes. We have young families with lots of children in the home. And then we even now are seeing an uptick in just young people overall, all of them feeling the pinch of inflation.
I have to put groceries back because I don't have enough money to pay for it all, but this helps.
Judy Sue, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
You can help local food banks this holiday season by just texting ABC7 FEED to 50155 or just head to our website. Maybe you're there now. ABC7Chicago.com/feedthelove. That program is great. To be able to go in there and shop.
Right. And for some of the people who participate, this is all they have. The only opportunity they can get groceries for their family. And this is a beautiful way to share and care and just be generous. So
the holidays make some really basic things that we take for granted harder, right? Coming out of the pandemic, you have inflation, you have people who may not have jobs. We saw that the Greater Chicago Food Depository said 40% compared to last year, that the need, 40% up. So maybe you can help. It's really easy.
Yeah, feed the love, and really that's what the season is about, love.
Yeah, definitely.
You know. All right, we're glad we can be a part of it and share the information. So we hope you can too. But we're going to be talking about also giving and sharing and the gift of generosity. Look at this, gathering toys to help make sure that all children have a very Merry Christmas. And you know what? You can help.
Well,
you can make it possible.
Santa can't do it all by himself.
In one night? Yeah, the big event, except for tomorrow night. Santa's doing some pre-work, you know. That's coming up next. But first, let's check in. Larry might know what the weather's like Christmas Eve for Santa. Have you looked forward already?
A little bit. I will tell you, it looks like the week before Christmas could be rather cold for us.
Ooh, for Santa, we'll have to leave some hot cocoa for him.
Yeah,
like it.
We'll see. But the next couple of days, we're going to be in the 40s, which is above average for this time of year. A lot of cloud cover in the forecast, a little bit of rain, especially late Thursday, maybe some snow flying on Friday. We'll talk about that forecast and your weekend all coming up.
Making Chicago proud, 100 Black Men of Chicago preparing for its 24th annual toy drive.
And tomorrow's big event will include a live performance from Simone Green. And joining us tonight is Charles Walton, the executive director of the 100 Black Men of Chicago. Welcome, Charles, to the Hour of Power stream team as well.
Thanks for having me, folks. Appreciate it.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, what a wonderful event. And for people who aren't familiar with it, Charles, tell us a lot about what's happening tomorrow and about your organization.
Tomorrow from 6 to 11, we'll be at Soldiers Field in the United Club, kicking out the holiday festivities as far as holiday toy drives throughout the city. We've, for the last 24 years, done this, collected thousands upon thousands of toys for literally thousands of children throughout the Chicagoland area, serving hundreds of shelters and family centers that otherwise wouldn't have gotten these toys.
For people who are going to head to the event tomorrow, we'll talk about how they can. What can people expect?
Wow. Well, a good time for one. There's a party attached to it, but you come in, you leave a toy, you see some great people who are also in a festive way of giving. Have a little bit to eat, have a little dance, have a little fun, but really get in the festive type situation where you're giving, you're sharing, you're becoming more familiar with a lot of the other outreach services the 100 Black Men of Chicago do during the course of the year.
So, Charles, let's talk a little bit about the 100 Black Men of Chicago. Their mission is the respect for family, spirituality, justice, and integrity, and changing and improving the quality and enhancing the quality of life for young African-American men. Talk about the power of this organization and how it has changed lives over the years.
Well, Cheryl, we've been very blessed to have a great collection of men that want to give back to the communities that spawned them. So what we do is, at our heart is our mentoring services. So at our core is young men and women that we mentor from grades 6 through 12. Then we have an additional group called the Collegiate 100 that we pick up in the college years. And then there's a third group called the Emerging 100. People have come through our programs and establish themselves professionally and still want to give back and come together and make things happen in a very positive way. We also have 3 other pillars: health and wellness, education, and economic empowerment. So anything that has to do with those subjects that we could help young people and communities embrace and assist them, we're going to do. And we've been doing it locally for the last 26 years here in Chicago.
No tickets at the door tomorrow, but how can people still get them before we let you go?
100bmc.org. Just click on the little button that bounces around that says Holiday Toy Drive. Still got a few hours left when you might be able to buy a ticket, but it's a hot ticket. So go to the website right away and pick up a ticket and join us. Bring a toy, enjoy, and help some little girl and boy.
Bringing joy. Did you see the hundreds of toys stacked on top of each other and all of the pictures and videos? What an incredible, phenomenal event to bring some gifts, some joy, some love and laughter this holiday season, what the real meaning of this holiday season is all about. And we thank the 100 Black Men of Chicago. It's going to be an incredible event tomorrow night. We wish you best blessings, happy holidays, Charles, and have a great event tomorrow night. Keep changing lives, too.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us here, too.
We'll be there tomorrow. We'll have a camera there. I've covered it a few times over the years, and it's a lot of fun, first of all.
And we've both done events for them as well. We've emceed and hosted events for them.
I loved covering it for, and this is completely unrelated to toys, the fashion. There are some of the sharpest dressed folks there. I mean, I get ideas from some of the men. They just look great. The ladies look great. It's just a lot of fun. You see some of our first responders. They present a large amount of gifts. It's just a lot of fun.
Really
if you
good
can't
time.
go, just help out.
Yeah.
It'll go a long ways.
You have no idea on the other side how you touch somebody's life by just being kind. So, all right, we're still talking about this.
What?
The Swifties.
It's
still about bad blood. Well, the Swifties, they're now suing Ticketmaster. We talked about this last week.
It was really only a matter of time.
Yeah.
The claims they're making against the ticketing site.
Plus, Netflix is releasing yet another look at the new Harry and Meghan docuseries and announces the first episodes will come out, this week. We'll be right back to chat.
Here's some breaking entertainment news. Actress Kirstie Alley has died. Her family releasing a statement saying she died of cancer that was just recently discovered. Alley was a 2-time Emmy winner who rose to fame on the hit sitcom Cheers. She also starred in several films, even took part in Dancing with the Stars that aired on ABC. Kirstie Alley is 71 years old. That's just developing tonight as her family releasing that news. Dozens of Taylor Swift fans now suing Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation Entertainment.
And they are claiming unlawful conduct. The lawsuit says Ticketmaster was anti-competitive, imposed higher prices on fans, and forced the concert goers to use its site exclusively. Swifties are seeking a penalty of $2,500 each. Live Nation has responded to the lawsuit saying it takes its responsibilities under antitrust laws seriously.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
And where it goes, because there have been historical lawsuits with other members of musical acts and that have set the precedent over the years over certain things. So we're going to see how this one changes in 2022.
Right, I don't know the legalities of it, but that was botched in a bad way, and people got upset.
And they're expressing, you know, their disappointment with it. Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is suing a Texas gun store. That store also sells roses and calls itself Texas Guns N' Roses. Band claims the store could cause confusion, make people think there's a connection to the musicians. Band apparently first learned of this in 2019, sent a cease and desist letter in February 2020, but the company did not respond. Well, it's official. The new Harry and Meghan docuseries will debut this week.
Netflix just released a new trailer today.
There's a hierarchy of the family. You know, there's leaking, but there's also planting of stories.
There was a war against Meghan.
Well, the first 3 episodes will hit Netflix on Thursday, with the next 3 getting added a week later. The streaming giant says the series will cover their early courtship through the challenges that caused the couple to step back as working royals. And it's supposed to include commentary from friends and family who haven't spoken publicly before.
Getting tons of buzz here. I can't imagine overseas. And I follow a lot of the sites, newspapers over there, just to see how they're saying.
Just to see what there was a lot of talk on the morning talk
attacking them
shows.
again, like saying they've made some of this stuff up, and it's just incredible.
It's going to be interesting, but it is a lot of buzz surrounding this, and people want to see it. You know,
Michelle, our producer, is going to watch for us, take notes, and let us know what we can talk about. I look forward to seeing it. I just don't know when I'm going to get to.
You got to have time, though.
Right.
All right. Well, the public has voted.
Okay.
Okay. The Oxford Dictionary announcing our pick for the word of the year.
Instead of a word, though, it's a phrase. The winner is goblin mode, which is defined as a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations. It apparently gained popularity as people reemerged from the pandemic. I've never heard this phrase.
Me either.
What is wrong? Usually one of us, you put us both together.
Goblin mode. I'm in goblin mode because goblins usually ghost and goblins and
they're mean and
you know,
like a devil type thing. So it's goblin mode.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to use that in a sentence.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you use it in a sentence? Can you spell it, please?
Right.
All right. But last week, as you recall, Merriam-Webster announced its word of the year was gaslighting. Okay, it's a psychological manipulation intended to make a person question the validity of their own thoughts. So last year, Oxford words was vax, while Merriam-Webster's was vaccine.
Now, gaslighting we learned on social media. There are too many people out there who, they take pride in their gaslighting.
People use it a lot, too. There's a movie called that right now, too. There's a very popular movie.
Are they in goblin mode when they're gaslighting?
Ooh, you're really good,
I don't know, Larry. I need my
That
kids to
was
be watching.
Good job. Well, don't vax on it, though.
Right,
you know,
that doesn't work. I don't know, maybe.
Have you heard of goblin mode?
Goblin mode, Larry, help us out.
No, I had not. And
your
I've
daughters?
got teenage daughters who are in tune with everything, and they have never said goblin mode either. So
they don't
tell
us everything.
Maybe they didn't say it in front of you and your wife's in front of you, but maybe behind.
What if they're saying it about us?
Right.
And that's why we never
you
know.
got a teenager too.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
go home and find out. I will need you guys to research.
Texting.
If that's,
He is an amazing dad. There's no way those girls are saying anything bad about him.
no, nothing.
I doubt it.
Yeah, because he's all that.
Good kids.
Right.
Yeah, Larry, can we say that you took your daughter to the Emmys this weekend?
Yeah, we had a nice,
so
she was my
beautiful.
date.
She
Thank
looked
you.
just so gorgeous.
I missed this. Were there
Larry,
pictures?
yeah, Larry is standing with his daughter. She was his +1. So beautiful and just a sweet father-daughter moment. And looked like you guys had a great time. And I think, is that both your first time to the Emmys?
I had been before, but that was her first time, and
She had
so
an
she
evening
got
gown.
to go. And she loved it. She had a good time. It was 4 hours, so it was kind of boring at times.
long
but
one.
She had fun. Yeah,
We watched some of it on their YouTube channel. Can I also add one thing if we're talking about Larry's awesome family? Yours was the first holiday card that we got, and it's awesome, by the way. And then Wendy's like, he's already sending these out. We haven't even taken our picture yet.
Yeah.
Did I get one?
You probably
should have.
did.
Oh.
Did you not come yet?
When did you get it? I didn't get
It was
one.
wild. Did you check your mail?
I do every day.
Oh, no, it's in there.
It's got to be in the. It's got to be lost, Cheryl. 'cause
All right,
you're
it's-
on
It was
the list.
impressive.
It's coming.
It was impressive,
Oh,
Larry.
it is? Don't tell me.
Accolades
I can't
to you.
wait. I can't wait.
Well, that's all my wife's doing.
I mean,
Impressive nonetheless.
I bet
and it
it's
was
so
actually
cool.
a mistake. I won't say it. It wasn't supposed to come that early.
We got to talk about it. And congratulations, Rob and the 4 o'clock team. Weather tornado coverage.
Oh, there
so
were a
you
lot.
won an Emmy this weekend.
You were a part
so,
of an Emmy.
Yeah.
The team did great.
Congratulations.
overall.
Yeah.
It was
so
a really great one for us. So congrats to all.
Yes,
Send another card because we'll take another.
I will. I'll bring one in for
maybe
you,
we
Cheryl,
should
since
show
you
them
did
on the air. Are you all right? Go ahead, Larry. I'll ask Rob if
Okay,
he's
yeah,
doing
talk
one
about it.
with
Talk about
Wendy and John.
Yeah, we still got some time.
Oh,
Okay, let's talk a little weather right now because we've got some things that'll be happening later this week, which could cause some problems for us, especially Friday morning. That's when we might have a little rain snow mix coming our way. But this evening, we've got cloudy skies at the airport. It's 41 degrees. Most areas are in the upper 30s and low 40s, and there is a little light drizzle starting to slide through the area. This little area of blue that's showing up on Live Doppler 7 Max radar, this is very light drizzle and sprinkle activity, which is sliding across areas along the I-80 corridor. There's also a little batch of precipitation back here to the north and west. As this moves through this evening, couple of sprinkles, little light rain, some drizzle. That'll be with us for the next couple of hours. Not for everybody, but it'll be in parts of the area. Clouds are going to stick around too. There's a cold front that's moving through as we speak, and that front has a lot of cold air behind it, but we're not going to get that push of cold air tomorrow. In fact, temperatures tomorrow will be very similar to what we had today. But here are those stray showers and sprinkles that we'll see this evening. Overnight tonight, the clouds stick around. We'll drop into the mid-30s for overnight lows. And then tomorrow, we'll top out in the mid-40s. You can certainly see all that cloud cover again tomorrow. And as we head towards tomorrow evening, more light rain and some drizzle will redevelop, favoring areas to the south, but really anybody could see some drizzle in the evening tomorrow. And we'll start Wednesday morning with cloudy skies and temperatures in the 30s. So there's the forecast for tomorrow, staying pretty much in the mid-40s during the afternoon. A lot of cloud cover, and those rain chances come in later tomorrow evening. Today we had a high temperature of 44, 29 was our low, 40 and 27 are the average high and lows for today's date. So there's the front that's sliding through tonight. Behind it, again, a lot of cloud cover. Some evening showers will be possible. Temperatures in the mid-40s tomorrow. On Wednesday, we'll be dry, cloudy skies again, although we might get some more breaks in the cloud cover on Wednesday. Temperature of 44 for a high on Wednesday. Thursday, clouds through the day, and then rain comes in late in the day on Thursday into Thursday night. And as we roll into Friday, that's when we'll have the potential for some of that rain to mix and change over to snow. Right now, it's a little too early to tell where that rain-snow line will be, but at least this particular forecast model suggests that the northern suburbs would have the best chance of seeing that snow switch over. So it's something to keep in mind. Friday does look like it could be a little bit messy for us. Temperatures, though, will be above freezing. We'll top out in the upper 30s on Friday. And then Saturday, once again, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 30s for us on Saturday. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. We'll see those spotty areas of drizzle and sprinkles this evening with temperatures in the mid to low 30s. Tomorrow we'll see temperatures in the mid to low 40s across the region. Cloudy skies, some scattered late evening light rain showers and some drizzle. And we got a lot of cloud cover on this 7-day forecast. In fact, almost every day will be mostly cloudy for us. That rain will arrive late Thursday. We'll watch for rain to switch to a little bit of snow in parts of the area on Friday. Weekend looking dry, but then Monday, the chance of some rain and snow again with temperatures staying in the low 40s. So just cloudy skies the next 7 days. Not a lot of sunshine. We'll keep an eye on Friday too.
All right.
Yeah, I'm keeping very close eye on Friday. for something important. But there's also a new musical about Neil Diamond, and he sang for the crowd. You know what he sang? Yeah. Okay, we'll sing it too when we come
Friday?
back.
I want to know what Friday is.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you about it on Friday.
All right.
A new musical about Neil Diamond debuted on Broadway last night.
And the musician was there and performed for the audience. So good. So good. Diamond singing one of his hits, Sweet Caroline. The crowd chiming right in. The crowd enjoyed this one, a rare performance from the star who retired from touring in 2018 after he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. That's right. Broadway show is called Beautiful Noise.
He looks great, and it was such a great time. And you know, it's written after Caroline Kennedy.
There you go.
All right, we'll see you at 10 o'clock over on ABC7. Thanks for joining us on this Monday together.